Good morning and happy Thursday. Well, we're going to be getting a late start here today because I got to take the bird to the vet for the beak trim. That's not till 11 o'clock. It is 12 minutes of 10 right now. So doggy walks, just trimmed up this grotesqueness. I can't wait till the weather gets better and I can get this off. I want to shave so bad. But anywho, yes, the microphone, for some reason, the microphone's auto off was disabled on this particular camera. So we're back on, I believe this is the camera I got from Mike. So the Pocket 3-2. My stupid brain keeps jumping on Best Buy's website. Come to find out that the Ace Pro 2 had a $90 price drop. Because I have Total Tech, I get it for up to 60 days. So at some point, we need to get to Best Buy and get the $90 cut back. And I broke another screen protector on the corner. And that's the 11 times stronger one. At least it didn't do like the other ones did. That's the thing that they say it doesn't spider as bad. So with doing Instacart, I drop my phone so much more. So I was actually looking to see if the LifeProof cases were even out for it by OtterBox, and apparently not yet, or they're not going to be. They're done. I don't know. I don't want a big, bass, bulky case on my phone, though. So that's two things. I don't know. I had the camera running yesterday. All the footage was flickering, and it decided to just stop recording partway through, so I had to just basically trash everything off the Ace 2 yesterday. Very disappointed in that. Video is, I believe, uploading right now. Yes, it's uploading. I don't have a watch on. For some reason, this computer locks a lot more than my other one did. I don't know if I have something turned on I shouldn't. But yeah, it locks it. Good thing I have fingerprint reader on my keyboard now because I don't have the watches on. I had a beta update yesterday for everything. I think I've got everything now. Both watches. Oh, I didn't do the other 17. Not overly worried about that. As for the Mic 2s connected to the Ace, not overly impressed. Not overly impressed at all. I think the 3 gain was probably the better. The 6 gain was just a bit too much, especially with all the audio adjustments I make with voice isolation and loudness and stuff. You'll notice it's a little blasty. It's a little too much, but nonetheless, it's there. It is what it is. And I'm noticing the footage in the house the other day was very red indoors with pure video. So I'm not sure what that's all about. So, all right, we're going to get little man out first and then get princess. So I was mentioning the other day that this Joby arm that I'm using is actually a additional piece to one of the tripod heads I think I got rid of now. It's either from that or it's from the suction mount I had back in the day from Joby, which I don't think they make anymore because they were garbage. They claimed they were so great, but they were not. It was just a turnstile one. So wherever that piece came from, but nonetheless, that is too short. And again, my dumbass got on Amazon and there is a K&F Concept arm with clamp that I think it's like 11 or 12 inch extension. Versus that, like, maybe 4 to 5. So that'll put me out beyond the overhang on the roof and the window. Did decide to pull the trigger on the remote from Best Buy. It'll be here tomorrow, so will the arm. Even though I can control with... It's easier for... I need something for photography and whatnot if we ever get to do adventures again. I just feel like I like the way I have the Action 5 set up in that aspect, is that I have the control here and I don't have to keep reaching up over the camera to shut it off. That's the big thing. I went with the basic one. I did not go with the preview one or the preview with mic one. Although at some point maybe when things are better, grab the mic one and see if that mic doesn't work better with the Ace. So, I don't know. But the problem is it's a clip, it's not a magnet. I don't know if there's any way to make it a magnet. Of course, knowing me, I can figure it out, like mounting the iPad in the car. So that we'll be able to set that up. Of course, I don't think we're having clear skies for the next couple days. And after the flickering, I don't know if I want to do daytime footage, but did have it in linear. It did seem to help. The problem is when I try to crop the apartments out, I'm catching the top of the window even at like, forget what I had that at. I had to zoom it in like 100 and some odd percent to get it out of 4.3. 140 I think was the zoom in. So it's still clear. It's just it flickered like crazy. And I don't know why. Okay, let's get puppy walks going here, and then we gotta try, and we gotta get a bird to the vet, and then we gotta try to get out and get some money today. The other thing I did was I literally went through, I obviously know what SD card was in this. The SD card that was in one of these two pockets was actually a Evo card, and that has been switched. The Evo card is now in the controller because I never use that. Everything else is running the Ultimate Plus, or it's the high-end Samsung 512 cards. But I had them all laid out here. I will set picture, and didn't really keep a track of which card came out of which. Thank goodness this thing has a SD card reader built in, and the Sony actually requires a full-size card. So I was able to stick each one in and put everything back into its right camera. Not that I think it would have mattered too much, with the exception of I did swap out a Pocket 3 and the controller cards because the better one was in there. So everything is back up. And yeah, I even tried to import the footage on the phone and it still flickered, so I gave up. I gotta check and see. I gotta delete all these videos off the phones though, because I'm racking up my iCloud storage. Alrighty, we got clouds, and it seems to be 37 is what the thermometer in my room is telling me outside. I gotta change batteries in that thing because when it gets super cold it shuts off. I don't know how accurate that's reading. That was the clock I got from, I believe, Dad when he passed. I like looking up and being able to know how to dress. I wasn't sure. I put my hat on just in case the wind was blowing, and I'm glad I did because it's a little brisk to the ears. If not, I think. Yeah, I don't know with actually vlogging with the Ace, in my opinion. I'm not overly a huge fan. I keep playing around with Vivid and Natural, and the microphone thing is an issue. It just doesn't sound right to me. It's a Bluetooth connection, unlike, with the Pocket and the Action 5. It's the Osmo audio connection, so it's a much higher end connection. It really wasn't the intention for that to be a vlogging camera, but like to know that it would actually do it if I needed it for some reason. We get into some really bad weather or something, I can pull it out and use it. I don't know. Like I said, maybe down the road some point we'll try their preview remote with the microphone, because that would give me, it's a dual use thing. I think it'd be more useful, and it's a GPS tracker. Again, with like the app, you have to turn it on. So I don't know today if I'm probably gonna take the other iPhone and set it up just so I have it and see how it works. And I also want to change the back mount to the ceiling. I think that'll help me with the cabling. I can tuck it under their hammocks and not have it just kind of like flying through the air, which is kind of annoying. But I'm hoping it holds the camera. That's my biggest fear, is that that's not gonna, I don't know. Like I said, there is like a button that hooks the liner into the car, and it's stuck kind of to that a little bit. So hoping it holds. We're gonna give it a shot. We're gonna flip out the mount for the roof and go from there. But yeah, I'm gonna get $90 back on the Ace. I'm like, son of a gun. And I was like, how long do they honor it? And it's like, I think 15 or 16 days if you're not a Total Tech member, and 60 days if you are. I just don't know how they're going to do it, because it's a PayPal, and I don't know how they're going to price match that. So that's going to be an interesting question. I'm hoping we can get a run that takes us down into Lewisburg to kind of pay for the way a little bit. And I didn't do anything the last 2 days, so I'm just going to record the mileage from whenever I left off. That's how I kind of been doing it. If I just drive to work and back, I'm not, it's 6 miles. So, whatever. I don't know, because they say you're supposed to record all year, but then you're supposed to record individual days. Maybe I will just track what it's at now. I did fill up with fuel, so that's all done and over with. That was $34 freaking because of the damn $3.69 a gallon. That was a quick boom boom, Mateo. So, little man is done. Get Princess out, and we're gonna have more time than I needed to take the bird down, because it's like just 10 o'clock now. Oh, and I forgot the fact that the remote had a sale on it, $16 off of it. So instead of it being $79, it was $63. That was the real reason I'm sitting there going, well, shit, yes, let's get that bad boy. And, you know, while it's on sale, that is shipping, that should be here, like I said, tomorrow with the arm. And I want to set up, I don't think we're gonna have clear skies tonight, according to Mike, but I might still set the big tripod up with the gear head, with the Ace and a battery pack, and do from the backyard, because we don't have any leaves on the trees right now. I think it might be an interesting shot, and it'll be less light back there, because I'm just catching too much building. Once we get the extension off that, I think that's going to be very beneficial to getting better angles of the sky and trying to eliminate the apartments. Well, Priya, you look very cozy right now. Would you like to go out and go potties? Not on your life. Look at that face. You baby. Come on, let's go potties quick. So Mommy Rimmedelled her up yesterday. She got 2 doses and slept like a basset hound. See, she's very tender getting down. Very tender. But she walks fine. It's just the ups and downs, and I think the stairs are not good for her. Yeah, she's kind of going down on a weird... She doesn't know how to do straight lines. I really wish I could rescue that surf mount out of this car. Eventually, I'm going to have to pull everything out of here. Those have super sticky. And it's a much bigger format, but I don't think I'm going to be able to save that. And I don't think you can buy, maybe you can buy replacement ones on eBay or something, or on Amazon. Curious on it being stuck to the liner, because in the back of that car, it's actually on the plate for the back, the upper light. And whereas her car, the light is built right into the body, where mine's inside the back of the car. So that's craziness, but nope, they're like that on the new ones too. That one's out kind of like on the spoiler on the Crosstrack. So yeah. Huh. Maybe it's because it's a sedan. They decided to put it inside. That one has never moved. But I think that might be a surf mount one too, to be honest with you. I gotta look at that. Alrighty, making some adjustments to this system here a little bit. Added an extension piece up in here to bring this camera out just a speck further, and now I'm able to go into Mega View and not see the Pocket 3 at all. That first day, this was actually in that corner of the lens, and I thought it was throwing me out a little bit. So we're gonna give that a shot today. Alrighty, back camera has been remounted in the back there with that Osmo mount that I got a long time ago. So far, it's still holding. I don't know. It's just so cold outside. I think that's not helpful, but it's up there, and it's actually on the plastic now because they actually pulled the button out of the liner. That's how heavy it was. It actually pulled the damn button down. So we're good to go. We got some orders coming up on the board we got an Aldi's and whatnot. I didn't select anything yet because I want to get this up and running, and I think we're there. Alrighty, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, cats and dogs, birds and mice, whatever you have, we are on the road. Does that need to be leaned just a speck? Yeah, that's good. Okay. We are set up and rolling. Yeah, unfortunately, the remote actually hit the button, and it was actually good. It didn't power that camera right away until I got the GPS running. Even though I know it's kind of a pointless thing for me. Yeah. Alright, we're going to my Aldi's, even though I'm supposed to shop at the other one, because it is also closer to deliver, because it's going up into Hepburnville. I don't understand why they want it shopped out of Montoursville, unless it's going both ways. Oh well. But we are on the road. I should probably throw this one on charge, because we are at 81%. Eek. That's not too bad. I do have the battery bank with the... I'm going to eventually look into a different MagSafe battery, because the Apple one is A, lightning, so it's a pain in the ass to recharge. I have to have a separate cable. And I know there's better ones out there. I want something that's... it would be really nice if they had like a case that was MagSafe, that I could just leave it in the case and just pop it on and whatnot. But whatever. So it charged the case back up for me, and I never have a dead phone ever again. It's more problematic like after work. If I sit there and play my game and stuff, I'll be down at like, you know, between 76 and 67% usually at the end of a day. And that's problematic. Yeah, it looked like by the map this went up more this way, so I'm not really sure why. It is a 3-stop. It's not very many items. I want to say 49. Yeah, 49 items, 57 units. And I'm getting warned because we recommend leaving soon. Yes, I know. All right, let's clear all these notifications because I don't need them on my thing. The back camera, that is going to be, I think, a much better angle of people. And it's slightly more hidden, to be honest with you. It doesn't stand out near as much as having it the way I had it before. But I was a little concerned because that mount set it back maybe an extra inch, but it looks great. Man, why don't you cut the corner there, buddy? Oh. So, anywho, we're rocking and rolling. It's 12:20. We're on the... She is sick as a dog again. She got a cold again. Started getting burning throat the last night she worked. This morning I heard her hacking. I'm like, oh crap, don't give this shit to me. I've had it enough. I don't want it anymore. A really weird thing with how this does the dash cam thing, it records 1-minute individual clips. But when you use the app to import them, whatever the actual recording was, it's a solid recording. I kind of don't know which way I'd rather it being, to be completely honest with you. Because it's easier to find in 1-minute clips in short little intervals, and it's quicker than trying to import this huge, like whatever minute. This isn't going to be that long of a clip, obviously, just heading over. But the guy that cut the corner, I want to include that in the video, so you know what the hell I was talking about. I don't know. I'm overthinking this, and I do have morning the next 3 days, so fingers crossed, baby. We can, you know, knock out at least 3 good orders here today. 3 $27 orders would, you know, put us in a pretty good spot, considering we were at 125. That'd put us at 200. And then if we can do 75 the next 3 after works, that'd be very, very beneficial. I'm not gonna do boatload with the glasses today either. I figure the first shot we gotta do something. Okie dokie, let's get rolling here. Sweet potatoes, where do I want to go with A? A is the biggest one, 22. We're gonna go up front with A. I think C is gonna go there and B will go up there because it's 11. Okay. English muffins. Frozen. These guys are all over here. Salt and vinegar. And peanut crits. It's not them. Not them. Where are you guys? Oh, you're there. It's like a seasonal thing that we got going. Pretzels, chomps, shortbread, fudge. This is where knowing where everything is so helpful and fast with this. Because I have 30 minutes to shop this. And I bet you we're done way faster than that. Honey buns, I know we got them. Okay. Our block of sharp yellow. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Duh, my hand was over it.
Oh, here, let's move this piece.
Okay. Aisle 4, aisle 2. Aisle 2, aisle 2. So we need pub and minis. This one always gets me when I'm doing this at work. If you don't read it real quick, they look similar. Okay, minis and pub. The pub ones are good, but you know, they're a little salty. I'm not huge on salt. It's all my dad's fault. How you doing today? Mayonnaise. Alrighty. We're getting through this one. We got 9 items left, and look, it's cold. B is all Aldi finds. This could be a problem. Oh, here's that one. Sour cherry. Yeah, she only has 11 items, so B is going up top. These are pens. Which one do they want? Oh, the pink one. Oh, so it shows. Okay. That's our stuff. No wires. No wires. And we want a Lego hamster. Uh-oh. Well, we might not be getting one. Oh, there's more back there. Nope, it's all gone. Oh, is that one? Oh, there.
How about just wait?
Mind if I take that box?
No, go ahead. Yeah, the tins are gone. Available, no replacement, refund. Easter gel. Future Quackers plush.
I was just mentioning because we had looked at it.
Yeah, not those ones.
Alright, Mr. Queen. Dawn. We're getting. Good thing I actually started stocking. Unfortunately, there's a couple things that we're not going to get to today on this order, so I'm probably going to end up losing some money. So it happens when people are hot after Aldi find stuff. I mean, I found most of that one order, but the one thing is like weeks old. I knew that wasn't going to be here. Crap, I got another item in Aldi finds. That booster. Alright, oh crap, they wanted bananas. Hey, it looks like we got some in. 4 count. Alright. And more Aldi funds. This is one of the calmest 3-stop orders I've done out of Aldi's in a while. Hell, it's just a calm order in general. 3 and 1. Alright, get loaded up. Camera's still standing up there. That's good. Look at that. Plunge right in. So I did change keys with Terry because my key was not unlocking very well. And now it should unlock better. But I put some gold Sharpie on it so I could find it quicker. Oh, let's see. Can I lift this box out of here for A? Of course I can. I'm a professional. Well, that was easy. Look at that. That is a beautiful load. I didn't know you need to take this jacket off. I have a feeling I'm going to get too warm. I can see that update last night made Apple Maps work really poorly. So 3.4 miles, we're going to be, I think, like 1 minute late. Front porch, leave on porch, please. Do not make bags heavy. Do not pack in boxes as cannot lift heavy things. Thank you. I don't think I made them heavy. Of course, we can't see that note when you have a 3-item order. I have bags in here if I feel like I need to lower them, but I picked that whole box up with that order 8 in it, so I don't think it was that heavy. Do not pack in boxes. I'm good to know that one. All right. But yeah, Apple Maps told me to make a U-turn, and then it has me driving through houses according to the screen. We haven't gone up to Lick Run Road in a hot minute, but that's where we're headed to now. Oh, not too bad. Yeah, I'm gonna go with shopping it out of my store was actually the smarter way. Otherwise, I would have literally backtracked. I'd have gone out and come all the way back for the stops. This way, I literally hit them coming back in order. I was closer to there anyway from home, and the order made better sense. Had to go a little bit further maybe, but I didn't backtrack. I mean, I would have actually backtracked. So, I hate backtrack. Alright, that sun is kind of being a little bit of a pain in the you-know-what. It comes in, technically it comes out, shows its face and heats you up, and then it goes away and everything gets super cold real fast. We got 41 degrees right now. Horrible temperatures out. It's not a bad day to be out doing this, better than being out in the rain. I'm sure those 99 degree days later in the year will be, there you go. It's right up above head and he's just heating this car right up. Yeah, I'm gonna say pretty much I lost $1 on that last one because of items not being available. Of course, granted, the tins were like a month ago, and I think we've been out for a week and a half, 2 weeks of them now. They're like, I don't know, recipe tins, or they've just tiny little tin with note post-it cards in it. We haven't had them in weeks. It's like, what am I gonna do? It's still on the site. I ain't got them. Can't give them to you. And then the pajamas. It looked like we only got one box in, which is kind of weird. Normally, well, no, I guess the kids' pajamas, yeah. But we're not gonna have 3 of a single size in that box. So I mean, I may have gotten 2. There's a 34 Wegmans for $7.40. No, I'm gonna make my way down towards Sam's Club and see if anything good pops up. Well, we have moved down to Seals Road because nothing, and I mean not a damn thing, and the whole way here. The other day, everything was popping out of down here in Berwick. Sally's Beauty and Five Below is what's showing up as potential orders. When I come down through here, I know I probably mentioned this time and time again, but nonetheless, I always stay over in the left lane because of that other road coming out when you come down through Sealands Grove. For anybody local, when you come to that first set of lights there by the Subaru dealer, it's best to be in the left lane until you can clear that first light, because it can be a problem getting over too. But of course, if an Aldi's popped up, I need to be in the left lane as well. Well, $26.39 so far. Not great. Looks like day 3 as a bust as well. This is getting a little more. This is what I'm talking about. You cannot rely on living off Instacart. Cannot rely. I went to an area that I thought was going to be substantially busier and actually have orders, and not a thing has come out. But since we're down here, screen protector has been replaced. And the $95.40 has been refunded to my PayPal, which worked out beautifully because that just cut that bill. So, alrighty. 3:18 in the afternoon. I don't know what to think here. We're just going to kind of mosey our way back down toward Aldi's and see if magically something pops up. Watch, something comes out of Target, which I'm right next to. We're getting into the better time of day, though, here, too. People are going to be starting to get out of work, and they're like, all right, what are we having for dinner? And then let's start placing some orders. But I'm running out of time because she wants to do dinner tonight. Oh. Wise Markets. Muncie! Over near Muncie. I could do 7 items for $20 if I was in that vicinity. Not. Well, guys, it has not been a good day. We are still, I literally went offline. I just grabbed a gallon of milk at Sheetz and ordered our Texas Roadhouse. So we're going to make our way home, pick up food, and go relax. Actually, there was a movie, I don't know if she'd be up for it. It was the one where the guy from, damn it, not the Hunger Games, but the other one, Divergent, Milo. He was also in Top Gun Maverick. And the girl, they're across the cavern from each other, and they're not supposed to communicate, and blah, 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 blah. Well, clips of that have been coming up, and I'm sitting there going, let's rewatch that. So we'll see if she's up to that. Ooh, someone lost a hubcap, and it got runned over. What are you going to do? So I'm saying, I just don't see how you can. Granted, if I would have been on earlier this morning, maybe I missed orders early, but now that we're 12 minutes after, quarter after 4, and people aren't ordering for dinner time and stuff, I feel like it's just a bust. There was a couple Muncie orders that came up from Wise's. I was nowhere near the one, and then I was already past it for the second one. And honestly, I don't really know where that store is. I have an idea, I'm not positive. I think you got to go back down in that. But the second one, it was a $40 two-stop. That was like 67 items. It's like, yeah, that's not for me. Not Wise's. Anywhere else but Wise's. It's beautiful out now, though. Sun is out. It is 47 degrees outside. So much for 41 for the high. Don't want this milk being in here too long. I finished the half gallon last night. It gets down so far, and I literally just take the thing upstairs and just drink it out of the bottle. It's the nice thing about a half gallon. The Gorge. It's Miles Tyler, I think. I'm not trying to read across the iPad all the way over there. I don't know who the girl is. I can't read it from here, but nonetheless, The Gorge. And yes, I got approval. Woohoo! I don't know, I've been seeing clips on YouTube and I was like, damn, we only watched that movie once, and I remember it being somewhat action-filled. I don't totally remember it because it's been so long, we only watched it once. Unlike some other movies that we've watched so many times, it's like, ugh. Alright. My little trick here of diverging the red light, because you can turn on red here, as long as no one's coming over. There was a giant in Aldi's that popped up for about 15/10 of a second. $35. I'm like, ah, and didn't even get a chance to breathe. I'm like, I'm already decided. I already turned everything off. We got tomorrow afternoon. We got Saturday afternoon. We got Sunday afternoon. Let's pray that we can do something those days. Although Saturday and no, don't need to do any of that. Nope. Don't have to worry about the dogs. Don't have to worry about the dogs. All right, let's get fountain drinks. I'm kind of thinking maybe a slushie for myself. A Pepsi slushie, because then when it melts, it's still soda. right, there's a chicken critter salad. Yum, 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 yum. All right, now to watch a movie. Thanks for watching. Have a good night and stay safe.